My squad only flew into the city this morning. We were sent here to investigate a rising issue. I swallowed hard. Squad? There were more of them? I tried to wrap my head around the fact there were others out there. The news knocked me off balance. I could hardly believe it. Since my parents died, I'd been alone. But now... I thought I was the last, I admitted in a whisper. There were others. He went still, his eyes watching me. No, you're not alone, he said gently. There are others. Not as many as there used to be, but we're still here, he explained as he took another step closer. The scent of old parchment reached me. My body gave a deep, hard throb. What the heck is going on? I looked up in time to see a flare of heat in his eyes. It was only for a split second before his face was blank again. Where's your family? He asked, his voice appraising. They're dead, I said absently, trying to understand why I was reacting this way. There was something Mum had said. His gaze ran over me before he looked down the alley toward the street. Perhaps we should have this discussion out of the snow, he suggested. I nodded. Sure, there's a cafe just on the corner, I replied, still a bit dazed. There were others. I wasn't alone. My name is Atticus. He held out his perfectly manicured hand. Evelyn. I reached out and shook his hand. Heat flashed through me, between my legs and over my body. Atticus grunted in pain. I jerked away and backed up. His golden eyes glowed as they watched me, my core aching, my breasts instantly heavy as I tried to catch my breath. It's just pheromones, he said, his voice strained and his face flushed. Was he telling me or reminding himself? I know, I bit out, trying to get my body under control. What was it Mum said? Something about gargoyle pheromones? I took several deep breaths and focused on the snow around me. I was in an alley in Chicago, not exactly the sexiest place on the planet. When I was calm enough, I looked at Atticus. The flush had gone from his cheeks and his face was blank as stone. Coffee? I suggested as I got my breath back. Coffee, he agreed. We started back down the alley towards the street. The crowd had started to break up, so the sidewalk was packed. Atticus walked beside me, keeping his body between me and the street. His hand hovered over my lower back. The heat coming from him was different, comforting. Why was that? Who was this male? Why did he affect me this way? What do I tell him? How much do I tell him? My parents' warning ran through my mind. Papa had come home bloody one night. Mom and Papa sent me to my room as they spoke in the parlor. Eventually, they called me down. Papa had cleaned up, but there were still bruises on his face. He looked into my eyes and said, "Don't ever trust a gargoyle named Cyrus. If you hear that name, you run. No questions, no dawdling. Do you understand?" I had followed their warnings all my life. But he wasn't Cyrus. When I spotted the cafe, I went to open the door, but Atticus was there before I touched the handle. He opened the door for me automatically, as if he'd done it 1,000 times. Hesitating only a moment, I moved inside. The blast of heat was nice as I pulled off my coat and headed for a small table away from the other customers. Again, he was there, pulling out my chair before I could. Surprised, I sat down, trying not to breathe in his scent. Most men in this century have never been taught how to be gentlemen. It was a nice change. He moved around the table and took the seat across from me. I don't even know where to begin, I admitted, still off balance. Let's start with what you know, he said. I nodded.